It's the first round of the British Lawnmower Racing Championship this weekend, and we're here to see if we can bag some results. My Group 3 lawnmower has received hundreds of hours of work this winter and hundreds of pounds spent on it. Yeah, it looks shiny, but does it actually work? That's what we're here to find out. And so I hit him, and I was like out here. Second breather. Morning, it's the first race of the season, and we're going to see how we get on our freshly prepared lawnmower over here. There are so many new people entered this weekend. So there's 39 mowers. It's going to be a crazy weekend. Stay tuned. Main competitor today is my brother-in-law Richard. He's on the pink mower. We're going to be racing this together next week, but against each other this week. Who's going to win, Richard?
Definitely you.
Winner gets to choose who starts.
How can we say competitor?
Right, we're getting ready to go. Very interested to see how this mower performs on a track for the first time. So 10 AM on Saturday, get this thing started. The anticipation was absolutely killing me. So we navigate our way out of the camping area and then we're onto track for practice. Obviously still very grassy, it's going to be very slippery. Let's see how we get on. Right, let's get going and see how this thing runs. Following Alfie through this bottom corner, tight left. Wow, tight hairpin. Got to remember how to lean and stay on this thing. Oh my god, this is so fun. Are we going right? Wowee! Mower feels good. Lots of sliding. But after just a few laps, there was a red flag already. The organisers realising the track needed a few changes. So they're just changing the track. But initial thoughts, things feel good. Because there's a bit of grass on the top, it's quite slippery and then suddenly it digs in. So I think I'm going to have to play with the tyre pressures. But because they've changed the track, we're going to have to learn it all again. And then we'll get into the first race. Do hang around because this is going to be great. 10 lawn bugs in my class in Group 3, which is way more than we had last season. So that's going to be really good. So once they got the track changed, we need to go out and figure it out again because this first race was fast approaching. So now it dried up slightly, it's already looking a bit dusty. Round to the left, tight hairpin. And where we were weaving through the trees that previously, things have now changed. We're sweeping round onto this fresh grass, a fast left. It's going to be really twisty up the hill here. And then the Joker lap now rejoins on the right here. Obviously we have to take that once and only once in the race. And that's going to be a really big strategic overtaking tool. So interesting practice. Everything was running okay apart from the clutch was slipping just a little bit. I also lost my microphone which was in my helmet, so that's why you stopped hearing from that. So I need to find that later on. But it's just good to be back out there and we'll have to see how this first race goes. First race of the weekend, we'll see how this goes. Everything's feeling good. The track is really fast already, quite technical, loads of grip. So I think we're starting middle. We'll see how it goes. So it's time to finally see if this lawnmower was competitive and if we were competitive. Very rusty after a winter off and a good launch off the start and we're right on the two front guys. Trying to find our way around the first one. Number 13 leading into this top corner. Again, a brand new build from him. He gets slightly up on one wheel and runs a little bit deep. And we're leading our first race into this first lap. Really happy with that, but I knew the guys at the back were going to be starting very, very fast. Very soon they're going to be on the back of us. So into this top corner, trying to stay tidy as we're coming out. We've already got Sean, world champion, all over the back of us. And we're going to defend into this top corner carrying a load of speed and running through here. And this was the really technical corner here. It was so easy to get up on two wheels and Sean's already found his way around. He's going to swing around the outside, both giving fair racing room, but he's got the inside for this next left. And now here I was going to have to back out and try and slot in not to lose more positions. And lap 3 to try and maintain. We're going to run through the Joker lap. I run a little bit wide here and it's really twisty through here. Normally a Joker lap's are fairly flat out. You sort of keep it pinned and gain the position back. And I was trying to run through here and have the best lap I could, but I actually hit a bump a weird way and nearly run through race control, only just saving that. And Sean comes around the outside where we're supposed to be doing the best lap we can after taking our Joker lap because you're effectively racing everyone else. Through that section, it really cost me time. And now on the right you can see Dino and Ross
running through the Joker lap, and because of that mistake, they've both come out in front of me. So again, a mistake has cost me this position. Yes, there's definitely going to be lap time differences between these guys. It would be very normal for them to be at least a second a lap faster, just because they're so experienced, and you know, they've built great lawnmowers, all of these things that go into lawnmower racing. But that was definitely a mistake that cost me that time. And that was the end of the race, coming home in 4th. Not a bad result for our first race. So this was race 2, and they already threw us into a championship race, so a longer race that matters more over the full season, and everyone's got a great launch. We're starting right at the back here, up the inside of number 5. It's getting very, very busy in front. I've just got to try and find a way to pick my way through here, but also just not make any key mistakes. We've got number 5, Algadas, behind us. He was our closest competitor in the championship last year, so I'm happy that he's behind here, so I don't want to throw away that position, but we've got to pick our way through. So I'm picking the inside line to try and get a great run out down the straight here. And we've got Richard in front, our brother-in-law, on that pink mower we're going to be racing next week. So I'm going to try around the outside, but there's just not quite the grip as we follow into this tight left-hander, getting very, very technical. And just trying to line Richard up for a move here, really. Get onto the back of these guys and try and pick our way through. You can see Sean making a great move on Ross up in front. And that's where these top guys are so good. They're ready on your rear bumper all over you, that when you do make a mistake, they can pounce up the inside. So we're going to try and move here around the outside. This is the unconventional move. It's really slippery all the way around here. And Richard manages to grab hold of it. We think about a dive up the inside, but that wouldn't have been too polite. We're going to try around the outside here, actually get up on 2 wheels and then slot in. But here we're going to have to just back out of that move, wait for another opportunity. Stay on the inside here. There was loads of grip down the inside, so that was the best run out. A slight bump on the apex there. Here, what are we going to do? And he does slip a little bit wide. I think he goes a bit deep on the brakes, so we're up the inside, making our way past Richard, and Mateus is going to take the Joker lap. This is his first race weekend actually this time, and he's so good. But this being a championship race, I don't think he understood the rule that you're not allowed to take the Joker lap in these races. Obviously you can in a sprint race, but not in this one. So this is why I was struggling because I was being held up behind him due to that. But now we've got the move. So now it's time to get our head down and try and run away here. But that was the end of this race from a racing perspective. But these races are so long and tiring. But it does mean we had a good opportunity to fix this clutch. However, where there's normally a path through to get the mower back, so I had to go on a bit of an expedition to get back here, actually driving through a ditch. Finally wheel spinning our way out to try and get this thing repaired.
Oh, tough race. That was hard. Happy with the pace, I just got so tired. And then the clutch started slipping more and more, so I need to figure that out now.
So the first steps are to get the mudguard undone and the seat folded up out of the way.
My clutch is slipping on exits. That's how Stu got me.
Oh, is that when you tipped it up?
So what I've just done is I explained before that my clutch system has a little pin and a cam that pushes it down. Now I was getting some clutch chatter, you might be able to hear it in the audio, where just on the exit when you give the clutch a smack of torque, it's just going gug 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 and then biting. And obviously that's not great for exits, and I think that's how Stu got me in that last race. So what I'm doing here is just putting a slightly, like literally 0.7 of a millimeter shorter dowel in there, and then we'll see if that's any better. So I got out with plenty of time before the next race to try it out. So cut off in, let's get this thing started and listen on exit. Yeah, no slipping, happy with that. Now as ever, I hadn't got the adjustment nailed. It did mean the clutch was slipping slightly on idle. Meaning it was tough to get started there. And I wouldn't normally show you the warm-up before a race, but this one I will. Because I don't know how Ross has got it up on its end, but he had. So there you go.
Time for this next race. So only race 5 here. Good start, slight wheelie from Carl in front. It's getting very hectic up in front, loads of mowers in front of us. So we're going to follow Carl through this first section. We've got Mateus on the outside, that's one position gained already. Now through this left-hander, and I'm just trying to find a way through the pack a little bit quicker this time. This is where the guys that I'm competing with, who are going to be at the top of the timings and the top of the results for Group 3 are so good. So we're going to follow Carl here. We have James on the outside. We have to leave him space, and we're going to try up the inside. Is this going to be a double overtake? Yes, it is. On the brakes, down into this bottom corner. That was a double overtake into the bottom there. Now third in line here. A few people are going to take their joker laps, so just trying to pick the right time. So here with those blocks, I think about going on the joker lap, but Sean was on the outside, so now we're following Richard. Very aware I'm probably losing time here because I'm not in clean air and other people are taking the joker laps. So now I'm trying to find another way round. Stu actually coming with some tape stuck around him. I think he collected that in the joker lap. Now all over the back of Richard. Can we find a move around here? He's got the inside covered nice and tidy, so there's no way through here. Now I'm thinking let's try and get him in the joker instead. I open it up for the joker and oh no, Richard's going through as well. So we're definitely getting caught up. That's the section I think Stu had taken out. That's why he's still got that tape around his neck. So we've lost a load of time behind Richard there. And I think that's going to cost us a load of positions in this race. We do eventually get out the inside, side by side with Richard. Again, we're going to be racing together next weekend. But here, this was elbows out racing. He runs me all the way right wide onto the crap on the outside of the circuit. Now we're going to try around the outside. Can we make this move finally work? Back on the throttle. Yes, we do. Then on the brakes, turn it into this corner. Now can we get Carl following him through the S's? Then into the bottom corner. Is he going to make a mistake? He is. Slips slightly wide. We're going to throw it half up the inside, but he manages to hold on. He probably thought that was a late move, and I might agree, actually. And he hangs on to the position.
I got so held up.
You can see I'm really frustrated there. I made a series of bad decisions in that one. This was my clutch slightly slipping. So that's why I kind of had to lift and give back the positions I gained due to that false start. And here we're going to show you some onboards from Dino. He sent me some of his footage, and it's going to be really interesting to see how he picks through the pack here. A very experienced racer, multiple British and world champion. In number 43, he's got that yellow number board because he is the British champion. He just manages to pick his way through here, making this look absolutely effortless. And now he's up behind Mateus and down into the bottom corner. Is he going to take the lead of the race? He's going to try around the outside, managing to make that move work. Mateus is hanging on in the inside, and we're following through further back in the pack. Sean's got this inside covered. We got Ross on the outside. Sean takes this joker lap, and we try it around the outside here of James. Again, his first meeting on that mower. And back on board with Dean. You can see with a couple of people taking their joker lap, they have jumped him. We've got Richard taking his joker lap, so now we're stuck behind him, having to find our way through. What can we do down into this bottom corner? Are we going to try around the outside again? We made the move work before, and we are going to make it work here. He's still up on the inside. So now I'm going to take my joker lap. Can we gain some time here? We are going through here with clean air, which is really good. You can see the guys have already taken theirs. Where are we going to come out on this exit? And we are just going to slot in just behind Stu. So Stu and Sean and Dean are up in front. Dean's still putting in the best lap times he can. And we're going to bring you back on board in a second, but we did manage to get our greeters through that section. And here, because Mateus took his joker lap, the first opportunity, he is still ahead, so we're going to try up the inside here. He's now on the outside. I have to leave space, but he ran a little bit wide there.
So that race was good fun, but I think I've made some changes to the mower, made the clutch a little better, so it's not slipping. Let's see how the rest of the day goes.
So I was really happy with the step forward in pace here. And now the last race of the day. Can we get a result here? So getting an all right start down into this bottom corner. So dusty at this stage. It got really dry. It was a really hot weekend. Look at this lot, so close, racing up in front and just losing out to Sean there through that section. Now, can we use him to make some gaps in front of us? He's definitely going to be flying through, making moves, and my goal here was to just stay on his rear bumper and see if we can pick off some of the moves he is. So he's going to try down the inside here, just getting an incredible run out of that bottom corner that I couldn't quite do. And here, are we going to throw out the inside of our greeters? He definitely leaves it there. Yeah, we do. So just back on the throttle to gain that position, to run in wide, meaning we bag that position. So now following Mateus, what can we do here? He's hanging all the way to the inside and I couldn't quite duck out at the right time. Stu tries up the inside here, so I have to follow Mateus through the Joker to not cost myself time or lose that position. So just following him through here. This is definitely losing us a bit of time. You don't want to be going too close through there because it is so narrow and easy to make a mistake. We do still keep the position to Stu, but he hasn't taken his Joker lap. So as we go through here, Mateus runs a little bit wide. His front wheels come up off the ground. That's what happens if you go through those really bumpy sections without leaning on those front wheels. So Stu does bag the position once he takes his Joker. And I think that was just bad timing overall as we come through to check the checkered flag.
Right then, first day done. It was a good day all in all. I definitely gained pace on some of the other guys, so happy with that. So there's 10 racers, 3 of them are absolutely rapid, been doing this for 10 years plus, so happy with that overall. We're all going to go out for a meal now, so you might see some of that, and then back again at it tomorrow.
So as I just struggled to lift this, I did forget to film. The meal was good, thanks. But what I did do was make a bit of a gearing change. When we were setting up the track here, I was looking at it thinking I was right on the limiter yesterday. Here, if you listen at the end of the straights, right up on the like before the valves bounce. And so here I actually went up 1 gear, which is a decent change. So going from a 21 tooth to a 22 tooth. And I was hoping it would gain me some time at the end of the straights, but instead it did something else. It looks like I'd set up my pulley at the wrong height, a really stupid mistake, and it meant that the belt had jumped off. So what I needed to do was push it back, and this was
The belt came off.
all the way back to the pits to get this thing fixed. Now what I should have realised at this stage was that the gearing was a mistake. Go and put the original 21 tooth back on and get it at the right height and just fix the problem. Instead what I did was shuffle the pulley to try and make it better.
Oh, right, was it out of line, was it? Or?
Yeah, so I've just changed the pulley.
Oh, well, come back to what you was on?
No,
No,
I just moved
change
it.
the height, yeah?
I should have moved it, but that's a problem for future Callum. First race, heading up the hill. It's nearly 4 wide. As we go through there, Stu makes an incredible move down the inside and then through the middle of these guys. You see just how chaotic it is in a brilliant way. As we go through here, all gets a bit caught up. Algridas hits Carl and loses out some positions. Here we're just trying to keep afloat here. Following Carl through, Mateus is slowing him up slightly as we come through here, trying to get a good exit on this really tricky corner. This corner was so tough going the other way because all of the ground had already been sloping one way. It was off camera and it just made it worse. But there, I think that gearing did make a difference at the top of the straight. We managed to grab one position. Mateus takes a left into the Joker lap. Then as we go through here, just trying to keep it tidy, it was really slippery through that technical left. With this track running the other way, it really does change the dynamics of it a lot. So going into this Joker lap, really slippery as you go through there. Lots of dust on the exit of that other corner, meaning it's so tough to get in there without making a mistake. Now, it was now Richard's time to try and grab the position. And as we come through here, it's so close. And I managed to hold it, gaining from that Joker lap. We come through this bottom corner to take the checkered flag. That was a good result to start the day. But after this, we had a guest that you might recognise. I saw him out of the corner of my eye. We've been texting for a week, and look who this is. It's Ethan from All the Gear.
Hello mate, how are you? All right?
Very well.
I'm literally about to get into a race, so come in here.
Okay.
Carl will get you signed on and then you can stand inside the track and film whatever.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'll come over once I'm done.
Yeah.
So with Ethan here, looking to make a video, this was obviously where it all went wrong. So trying to get a good start here, try to do well. Just going into this top corner, we have a good run up the inside of Mateus. Now P4 already, these two getting caught up. Algridas takes out a couple of bollards. That's a couple of fivers in fines there. Now coming through into this bottom corner, as I get on the throttle, the belt jumps off again. And Carl and Colin very kindly come over to help me out.
Oh, hang on.
Putting the belt on one of these things, because of the tension, it's actually really hard, specifically on these because they've got the tooth belt. As we rejoin, we're like 3 laps down on everyone else and just going round to take the finish and grab the points. So, at the end of this race, I decide to drive back to the pits, get the tools I need. These are the tools you need to adjust the gear on a Group 3. A ratchet with an Allen key on it, a screwdriver, and a 5mm Allen key. So with Stu, Colin and those guys here to help me out, I was just under here trying to fix it. And it was really tough to tell whether to go up or down on the pulley to not make a mistake. So once I got that fixed, to show Ethan around the lawnmower. He looks impressed, doesn't he? Trying on a group 4. Then we're going to go back into another race. And this one went really well. Watch this. Fantastic. So enough was enough. It was time to go back. Put the 21 on at the correct height, measure everything properly, have some lunch, take a bit of a break, finally fix this damn thing.
So in that race we had a belt pop off again, so it must be a problem with the way the belt is aligned. So I'm just come back to the pits during another one of the races and we'll try and fix this. Yeah, I changed it earlier and it was a bad idea.
You put 22, yeah?
Yeah, and I need to go back to 21.
Small truck has got 21.
So, with the mower equipped with the 21 again, I'm not going to make that mistake again. We go into this top corner on the front right. We've got Mateus on the inside. As we go around here, we're going to try around the outside. He gets up on 2 wheels and just slightly clobbers our rear wheel. We managed to stay on. And I was hoping here I could run away with slightly better gearing, more pull out the corners. I was hoping I could try and get away from the guys behind and see what we could do in this championship race. These really do matter. But I just make a mistake at the bottom of the corner there. It's really, really technical. And Dino's just disappeared off. Look at the pull he has just by getting a good exit of this bottom corner. Watch this. He just disappears out of this corner. And that's where I really identified I was losing time. I just could not find any way to do better there. As we come up here, we've now got Sean trying around the outside. We have the high ground with the inside, so we just run him all the way out. He has to back out, tuck in behind us. We get slightly up on 2 wheels. He's going to try around the outside, pinching us to the inside. Now as we get on the throttle, he's still along there, so we have to leave space. But that means we're just on the dust here, and he pulls up on the inside. Now if we follow Sean, can we get this corner any better? He actually slips slightly wide, but he manages to rotate the mower and still get a good exit. And if you see here, look, this is just where I was losing so much time. You can see how bumpy it is. And Stu, just by getting that corner right, he's come up the inside. Again, I make a mistake. I just felt like I was getting so frustrated in my helmet. I was like, Callum, you know how to do this corner. You know you just have to stay on the inside. So that's cost us another position to outgreed us. And here, again, we were the closest together in the championship last year, so I knew I had to try and hang with him and get the position back if I could. So I stay, and here I just stay up on the top of that corner, and I find I get much better drive. Again, another corner. Now we're closer behind Outgreed. He slips ever so slightly wide. Can we get a nose alongside? Just not quite enough. He manages to hang on to the position, but you can see there the difference in just getting that one corner right. I'm sure that's gaining us like at least half a second in lap time just by not making a mistake there. So we run a little wide, we cost ourselves some time, but trying to keep it tidy up on the inside there. Now we're coming past a Mateus, a blue flag, coming to lap him. And here another lap. I'm just trying to stay as close as we can to Outgreed. And here he slips slightly wide, running us wide. So that outside just I don't think is going to work. I identified that. Now as we're putting pressure on him, and he just goes ever so slightly deep, we slip up the inside, and here we have got enough overlap to run him wide onto the dirt on the outside, and we've grabbed that position, and we managed to bring home a P4 in that race.
What a race. That was hard work. We managed to beat him though.
And it was Callum's cheap AliExpress goggles that did that to his face. That's a lesson for the next one. So I'm actually going to skip ahead to the next championship race. There's too many races to show you in a weekend here to show you all of them. So up the inside goes Ross. Now here I was determined to make fewer mistakes. I think that is where the lap time is for me right now. I'm feeling the mower's faster. I'm faster. It's just in costing myself these stupid mistakes. So I'm trying to keep it tidy through this bottom corner. Ross goes up the inside of Outgreed, but Outgreed has actually got a better run. So these two are racing into the top corner. Outgreed pulls across, does manage to grab that position. Now we're following Ross. Can we find our way through past these guys? And the one advantage of having a tricky corner is that everyone makes mistakes there. It's not just you. So we managed to slip up the inside of Ross, get a good run. Now Outgreed, because we were battling, has managed to get away. Can we pull back this lead? I really did not want him to get away here. Again, we're close rivals in the championship. Can we do anything? I've still got Ross, Sean and Stu behind us, as well as Dino. and I knew they were going to be so fast in this race. So can I get past him, use him as a buffer, anything here? So I'm just starting to close down in a couple of corners. Again, he runs wide a couple of times. I think on the exit and down the straights, Agridis had really great pace this weekend. It was just whenever we could make him make a mistake. And again, he's a great racer, and so it's really tough to do that. You've really got to put a lot of pressure on these guys because everyone is fairly experienced in this Group 3 class. And here I think he just slightly outbrakes himself. We slip up the inside. He can hear my engine. When you're close, you really know another driver is close behind you. It makes you overthink everything. Now, can we stay mistake-free? Coming up this straight, it's just about getting a good run there. That was my main focus going into this race. Can we nail this corner? Here again, nice and tidy. It's slippery up through that section. Now getting a good run. Here again, nice and tidy. Can we keep this up? This is a long championship race, 12 minutes plus 3 laps. And we are still holding on to the lead here. We let Mateus through, blue flags. And again, this is a championship race. Normally the top 3 guys have flown past us at this stage. And so I was just really trying to stay mistake-free, and here I slip ever so slightly wide. I have to feather off the throttle ever so slightly, and Sean is going to be all over us here. He's on the outside. We still have the high ground. He gets through in the dust, and a few laps later, he's still all over the back of us. So fast up that straight, getting incredible exits. And here he does just outbrake us. We're still up the inside. He's pinning me to the inside. Look how close this racing is. Now into this left-hander. He goes a little bit deep. I shove it back up the inside. I couldn't believe I managed to get him back. Sean is such a fast, experienced racer, so I was very happy with that move. As we come through this bottom corner, can we keep it tidy? Now to the inside, on the throttle, trying to get a good run out. Now we have to get over to the inside. He's going to be all over us. And now breaking into this bottom corner, he does just outbrake us, and that's where he outclasses us and comes around the outside. An incredible move there. And as we go through this section, just trying to stay mistake-free again. Round to the right, you can see how he's just clearing off now. He had so much extra pace and was caught up behind us. And as we go in here, I'm just slightly distracted, slip, get up on 2 wheels, and that's where Dino got us. So we're still in third. This is still a great result. All I needed to do was hang on. I had Ross and Algridis all over the back of us. You can't quite see it on the cameras here, but I was just trying to stay tidy, keep them behind, not make any mistakes. But there was one more twist left in this race. Watch this. We come through here. Again, Mateus, incredible races. This is his first race on Ian Tanswell's lawnmower there. And these Group 3s are not easy to ride, and he was doing a fantastic job here. But we come through to lap him here at this section. There was no blue flag at this stage, so we're pulling up behind him. I've got the guys all over the back of me, so I'm in a hurry to come past. Another corner. Mateus doesn't give us a clear way, so I give him a shout, and here I just get up on 2 wheels, run into the back of him. You can see here, he brakes on the line to try and let me past, and I nearly come off the mower. Hang on, I've still got Agridis and Ross all over the back of me, so I have to cut the corner, keep my position, and rejoin the race. That was one of the most scary moments. I cannot believe I managed to stay on when hung that far off the mower. We come through, we finished this race. That was terrifying.
Oh my God, that was so much effort. I nearly fell off. Oh, this has been a massive step forward in pace. Can't believe the difference.
Almost off the mower coming round there.
He just braked in front of me. The back marker.
I thought it was behind you.
No.
Oh.
It was Mateus. That was fun.
Enjoy that?
Yeah.
You get a bit tired after a while?
Yeah. I was having to push so hard that I knew I didn't have enough in the tank to get to the end.
You see, you went round there and you sort of then come out the mower, didn't you?
So he didn't get a blue flag, which is fine, I get it.
Yeah.
But then he was in the way, so I was yelling, and then he just pulled off and braked when I was trying to go around the outside of him. And so I hit him, and I was like out here. So I just cut the corner and took back my place, which I think was fair. Right, here's my plan, let me explain. I'm starting on pole because I had mechanical DNF in the last sprint race. My plan is to try and hold them off for the first lap, have a solid first lap, and then take the joker lap so I maintain track position. And that hopefully means the guys behind end up squabbling and don't have a clear lap themselves.
So now was our opportunity. We were on pole and get a good start, really trying to shove the mower into this top corner. You can see the carnage going on behind on Dean's camera. We're tucking into this top corner. I knew this was my opportunity, starting on pole. We'd had great pace through this section. I knew from the championship race I could lead a race like this. coming round this top corner. Can we stay mistake-free? This is the key section of the circuit. Staying up on the grass here, nice and tidy, close to the bollards. Getting on the throttle on the way out the corner, giving the mower a shove. Down to this top corner, I need to nail the braking and nail the entry to the Joker lap. As we come through to the left-hand side, just slippery as you go through there. That's a good entry. However, Dino behind's got all that dust in front of him, so he elects to follow me through the Joker lap. So we've still got track position. This is what this entire strategy hinges on. I learnt this from Paul in his Group 2 races. He was using it to great effect through here. So we've still got Dean behind us. Now as we come through this section, can we stay neat and tidy and get a good exit up onto this straight? And I knew this mattered now. So late on the brakes into this bottom corner. It's so bumpy down there. Stick to the inside, careful on the throttle because you can run too wide. As we come out this bottom corner, getting on the throttle, it's a decent exit, but I look to my left and Sean is all over me. How is he so fast? I say in my helmet, but I managed to stick it up the inside. He's so close on the exit. He runs wide. On board Dino's cam. He gets just out on that loose stuff and Dino manages to overtake him, and that was going to be a great thing for me in this race. So going through this bottom corner again, trying to get a good exit. Give myself the best protection from these guys behind I can. Dino's got an incredible run up the inside. We've got the high ground. We managed to brake as late as we possibly can whilst keeping things tidy. Hang into the inside. Again, next lap. Stay nice and tidy through this bottom corner. Get a good exit onto the corner. But they're still so fast out here. These guys are absolutely rapid, following from Dino behind me. These two are now squabbling. I think that move I made on Sean was really going to pay off here because these two were battling behind me. If they're battling each other, they can't be trying to overtake me, and that was the saviour. So now sticking to the inside again, trying to get a good run, and I do get a slight wobble, just the tiniest mistake. There's one more lap. I'm defending to the inside. We've got Sean all over the back of us. I brake as late as I dare, tuck it into this bottom corner. Stay careful on the throttle. All I've got to do is one more lap. Tuck it into the left, defending, taking the really ultra defensive line through there. All I've got is one more corner to do.
Come on! What a race, we got him! Oh, that was alright, wasn't it?
Yeah, awesome. You was getting the drive at that corner every time there.
I can't believe I got Sean back.
No.
He just drove past me. I was like, you know what, I'm going to slam it back up the inside because he left the space.
Because the best thing that you did that, and Dino followed through. So then they started tussling behind. It gave you that little bit of half a second breather.
Oh, that was what I was hoping for. There we go.
And make sure to subscribe to this channel. We've already got loads of races coming up. An 8-hour endurance this weekend I'm getting ready to edit. And here we're just tidying up the track, as we always do, pulling in the blocks with the lawnmowers. Make sure to hit subscribe, because there's so much more content coming this year. See you in the next one.